I am here to basically explain why all these other characters, Carson Hunter, Paul Diamante, and Officer Ty, cannot exist in Miguel's thing. It's not because of rights, it's mainly because of one thing. Now, a while ago, I said to him, like, yeah, you can, I'm not gonna take away your characters from you, as long as you're with the Motive Cinematic Universe. And obviously, as of right now, he's not. But, I also said, as long as you don't reboot the show, you can still use those characters with or without Modium. However, here's the thing. There are two separate Jailbroken storylines going on. One inside the cinematic universe, and one existing in its own universe. The cinematic universe, that one, we can use, we can have all four of these characters exist. However, the way it was translated is this: you cannot reboot the show in order to use these characters. And I know technically he didn't do it, but he's also outside of the cinematic universe. So, in many ways, the ways that he's going in, the way that he's doing it without Modium, it semi-counts as a reboot. Because, as you can tell, he's gonna, not use a lot of those characters. Nico's gonna play an unknown character, and of course I don't know, because I don't talk to Miguel anymore. But, yeah, that's what I mean, as long as he goes outside the cinematic universe, he cannot use those characters. And I want to say something: every time we make a Jailbroken video, every time we make a Jailbroken episode, or try to, there's always a dilemma. Episode 1 happened, it was uploaded. Episode 2 wasn't uploaded for a couple months. It took a really long time for whatever reason to do episode 2, because we had a bunch of other projects to do. Episode 3, the reason why that was delayed was because Miguel and Jaden had a fight. And of course, they had to recast Nico. There were a lot of problems with going to film in certain locations. But eventually we did manage to get the episode done, and ironically, when the episode 3 was being developed, Miguel and Jaden were friends. The whole development process of episode 3 they weren't, but when it was released, they became friends again. Episode 4 is a little different because now there's a dispute with the studio. He left Modium, and now we can use it, but he can too. It's very complicated. But I did explain it in another video, so watch that. But now, and he's gonna try to do it without Carson Hunter. He's gonna try to do it without Officer Ty. He's gonna try to do it without Paul Diamante. But here's the thing: we are gonna try at Modium to save a lot of time to get at least a Jailbroken episode out every 3 weeks. And I know. Jailbroken is known to come out once every couple months. But we managed to get a lot of time. We have a lot of resources, and the way that Miguel was shooting was that he wanted to shoot everything in order, and that was sort of a weakness for him. I say that because there were a couple scenes that we needed to do, but we didn't have a lot of time to do those scenes, but Miguel wasn't ready to do those scenes because he had other scenes that he had to do to get everything in order. So that was sort of a weakness on why Jailbroken Episode 4 really didn't come out. However, I do have the footage from actually 2 versions of Jailbroken Episode 4. One where Jaden is Carson Hunter, and one where Nico is Carson Hunter. And I do believe I will upload both of those versions eventually. I have no idea when. Okay, so what are we doing? How is this new Jailbroken thing gonna work? Obviously, Miguel doesn't want to work on it. He has his own universe. Let him do what he wants. However, we also have our own universe. So, this is what we're gonna do. We need to create something without Miguel. And we already developed that. I, myself, is revising my role as Paul Diamante. Kevin is coming back as Officer Ty, and Jaden is coming back as Carson Hunter since he's the original. However, whether we like it or not, our version has to have Miguel, because we own that character and we can still tell him. But the problem is that Miguel doesn't want to revise his role. He wants to continue his own version. So, pretty much, as if we like it or not, we're gonna need Miguel. So we've decided to recast him, and we are currently selecting our options on who would make the perfect Miguel. Because honestly, Miguel in the Miguel version of the thing never really had a personality when you really think about it. Like, all he really did was talk. He didn't show emotion. He didn't show anger. He didn't show sadness. He didn't show, like, himself in danger. He was pretty much the Terminator. A man without feeling. But you were able to get an idea on who he was. He was basically Batman. Just without the suit and just a little less silly. He was more of a serious type. But, and here's the thing. Me, Jaden, and Joey have agreed to, because of course Miguel's not going to give us the scripts, we have agreed to continue off writing episode 4, 5, and 6, and maybe even a season 2. That's still up in the air. We can do that. We just don't know if we will or not. I've taken on the role of directing. In reality, right now, we just need to get 2 brand new daggers, which Jaden has actually already found one. I gotta pay for it, but I gotta also find the other. And, okay, here's the thing. We just gotta find daggers, and we gotta recast Miguel. We're going through all our options right now. Who would make the perfect Miguel in this Jailbroken series? Honestly, I had a couple options. One of them being an odd choice. I thought about, like, Stanley Lazuski for some reason. But that's still up in the air. I actually also thought of my friend Jeremy Lawrence. He kind of looks like Miguel, just with a lot more curly hair. An option also came around for me to use, to maybe even ask my friend Kalani. But I doubt he would want to do something like that. So, and there's so many more that I haven't even revealed yet, but I'm pretty sure you guys are going to like most of these guys. I know Stanley doesn't really match Miguel because of the race and the way the both of them act, but trust me on this, the way that I envisioned this new Miguel doesn't really count on race. It really counts on who he is and what he represents. Cop-ops will exist. Cop-ops is a little different. Like, it is the alternative version of Jailbroken. And actually, it's the alternative version in both universes. We can tell stories of episode 1, 2, and 3. I do believe 4 for Miguel's version. And we can continue telling our versions, but here's the thing. It is the alternative version of Jailbroken. I think we can tell Miguel's version and our version through cop-ops, but I doubt that. Just the way the deal was translated. Like, it is a possibility, but in reality, will we do it? It is possibly a no, because think about it. Why would I want to advertise somebody else? Not good business. We do have that ability, though, but we are not going to use that. We're going to do our own thing. Alright. So, what's in store? Oh, by the way, one more thing. In episode 3 of either mine or Miguel's version of Jailbroken, Aztec was mentioned. However, here's the thing, Joe. Aztec can exist in the Jailbroken universe. Problem is, which one? Which one are you talking about? The way it was translated, Aztec can exist in both of these universes. It can exist in Miguel's version, it can exist in my version. Will Miguel use Aztec? I doubt that, honestly. He can't, it does still exist in his own thing, but it's really up to him if he wants it to exist in his own thing. He has that ability, he has that right. Will he use it? God only knows. Now, will, any of these rights revert back? We are actually in the talks about giving back 30% of his show while maintaining 50% of its strong harms. And, yeah. But, here's the thing. If we gave him back 100% of the show, it would also mean that Cop Ops would be cancelled. It would also mean that all the characters would revert back. And, in reality, why would we want that? We are in the talks, though, on, how it would work. And, I honestly hope that everything works out. So, yeah, until then. Oh, now, also I want to ask one thing. Before I go, out of what do you guys think, which studio, Modium Studios or Prentice Op Studios, will get their version of Jailbroken out first? Will it be Modium's version of Episode 4? Or will it be Miguel's version of Episode 4? Leave your creative thoughts in the comment section below. And that's all of my time. I am Kevin Mason. I approve this message. Thank you for being with this explanatory video, and I will see you later. Peace out up in here. Wow!